Hello guys, welcome again for another video tutorial. This is your Sir Troy and we will be discussing how to formulate a research title. Here are the content for this topic. Importance of a research title, characteristics of a good research title, variables of a research title, and elements of a research title. So lahat po yan i-discuss natin. Let us define first what is a research. Actually, there are many definitions of research from different authors, but all of this definition have common denominator, or they all have common elements. I have here a definition from Oxford Language. Research is a systematic investigation into the study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach a new conclusion. The term research means to make known of an existing thing. Thus, research means to elicit some facts out of known thing. So, pag sinabi nating systematic, it is synonymous to the word scientific method. Meaning, pag nag-conduct ka ng research, mayroon siyang sinusunod na scientific method or process. From methodology, mayroon siyang guidelines na dapat sundin, mayroon siyang tools na dapat gamitin, and of course, mayroong mga technique para mas mapadali yung paggawa mo ng research. Depending on what type of research are we going to conduct. Ang research, hindi natin pwedeng i-generalize yan. Meaning, hindi natin pwedeng lahatin. Let's say, for example, nag-conduct ako ng study on how effective is storytelling as mode of teaching to the students of Katarman National High School. And I have already my findings. Sabihin na natin very much effective yung storytelling para sa mga estudyante ng Katarman National High School. So, hindi ko pwedeng sabihin na effective siya sa Katarman National High School student, effective din siya sa ibang student ng ibang school. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-generalize yan. It's because magkaiba yung respondent, maybe magkaiba rin yung time frame kung kailan kinandak yung study. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-generalize yan. Maybe, sa Katarman National High School, effective yung storytelling as a mode of teaching, pero sa ibang school, hindi siya masyadong effective. No? So, ganon. There are things to consider before formulating a research title. Una, having a research topic. So, napaka-importante na dapat mayroon ka ng topic bago ka mag-formulate ng isang title. Hindi lang basta topic. Very interesting topic. Halimbawa, ngayon, trending yung COVID-19 na issue. So, pwede kang gumawa ng topic about COVID-19. Next is, importante rin na dapat meron ka ng mga nabasang literatures and studies related sa magiging topic or title ng research mo. For you to have basis or para mai-compare mo kung ano yung dapat i-consider mo in your study. Next is significance of the study. Importante rin na dapat alam mo kung sino-sino yung mga beneficiaries at ano yung magiging contribution mo ng research mo in society. And then, methodology. Dapat mayroon ka nang naiisip na plan kung paano mo i-conduct yung study mo. Mayroon ka na bang techniques or mayroon ka na bang guidelines na dapat sundin? Ano yung mga tools na dapat mong gamitin? And, of course, may mga technique ka na bang naisip? Sino-sino yung mga magiging respondent mo? Or kailan mo gagawin or ikakandak yung study mo, saan. No, those are the important things you must consider before you think or you formulate a research title. Importance of having a research title. Una, jumpstart your work. So, pag meron ka ng research title, of course, makakapag-isip ka na, uy, mayroon na akong research title, so I can move on to the next part. So, madali na lang kasi meron ka ng research title eh. Next, sense of ownership. Of course, pag meron ka ng research title, masasabi mo na, uy, sariling gawa ko to. Proud na proud ka. Authentic. Unless otherwise, kung magdo-duplicate ka ng isang research study, which is bawal. Huwag mong gagawin yon kasi it's plagiarism. Pwede kang mag-replicate, pero ang mag-duplicate or mag-kopya cover to cover, it's cheating, It's not good. Next, sum up the whole idea of the study. Of course, sa title pa lang, mababasa na, okay, ito pala yung content ng kanyang study. Next, tell the content and purpose. Okay, sinabi ko na. And then, catch the reader's interest. So, very important talaga na kapag nag-construct ka o nag-formulate ka ng research title, very much interesting. And then, of course, title is the part of the paper that is always read first. Alangan namang basahin muna yung bibliography sa last page, or punta agad siya sa chapter 2, review of related literature. Hindi. So, syempre, babasahin muna ng reader ang title ng isang research. So, those are the importance of having a research title. Let us proceed to the characteristics of a good research title. In format. As a rule, the format of a research title varies in every school or institution. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng format pare-pareho yan. Depende yan sa institution or sa school kung ano yung format na dapat nilang sundin. So, the format that I'm going to present is followed by Katarman National High School. Una, it should not exceed 3 lines. Later, I will show you an example. Next, it must be written in an inverted pyramid. Next, all words must be in capital letters or in uppercase. Next, no abbreviation and acronym should be used. Okay, what is the difference between abbreviation and acronym? So, when you say abbreviation, this is actually a shortened word that represents the whole. Halimbawa, instead of spelling out the word doctor, minsan sinusulat na lang dr dot. So, bawal yan na-include sa research title. Acronym naman, yun yung usually yung sinusulat lang yung initial ng isang phrase. Halimbawa, Katarman National High School, acronym CNHS. So, bawal yun sa isang title. Next, it must be arranged in thought phrases. It must not be enclosed in quotation marks. So, bawal gamitan ng quotation mark. And then, no syllabication of words. Last is, it must not indicate the time frame of the study. Okay? I have here an example. This follows the format that I have presented in the previous slide. So, level of competence of mathematics teachers in public secondary schools in the division of Northern Samar. So, as you notice, mayroon siyang 3 lines, hindi siya sumobra. Then, it is presented in an inverted pyramid. Wala kang makikitang abbreviation or acronym dyan. Okay? And then, no quotation marks. So, this is how to construct or to formulate a good title in format. Okay, so let's proceed to the content. The title must not be too long, that it contains unnecessary, confusing, redundant, and implicit words. Halimbawa, mayroon tayo ditong example. A study about the level of competence of mathematics teachers in public secondary schools in the division of Northern Samar, Philippines. Kasali pa talaga yung Philippines, So, masyadong mahaba. What are we going to do with this title? So, pwede nating i-omit yung a study about the. Pwede tayong mag-umpisa sa level of competence of mathematics teachers in public secondary schools in the divisions of Northern Samar. Tapos, tanggalin natin yung word na Philippines. Kasi masyadong mahaba na, masyadong broad. Okay? And then, kung hindi pwede yung masyadong mahaba, of course, hindi rin pwede yung masyadong maikli. Not too short that the title lacks some important concepts of the purpose of your study. Halimbawa, learning competence of teachers. Sinong teachers? ano yung major, ano yung subject na tinuturo, saan, ano? So, yun. Masyado siyang maikli, halos hindi mo na maintindihan kung ano yung ibig sabihin. Okay? Next is, does not use words having too broad meaning. And if there is a catchphrase signaled by a colon, it should be related to the context of the study. Example, fight, level of competence of mathematics teachers. Ano yung relationship ng fight sa level of competence of mathematics teachers? So, dapat related, ano? And then, the number of words in a research title. So, iba-iba naman yung format natin, but in Katarman National High School, maximum of 24 words in every title. So, yon. Variables in the title. It is important that the dependent variable should be reflected in the title. Of course, the dependent variable must have its parameter for us to present or to define our dependent variable clearly. And then, of course, by having a parameter, we will easily determine the scope and then the point of investigation for that certain variable. For us to fully understand what is the meaning of variable, I will make a video tutorial of this topic that will define and determine the different types of variable, like independent and then the dependent variable. Okay, moving on. Let me present to you the title that I have presented earlier in the previous slide. Level of competence of mathematics teachers in public secondary schools in the division of Northern Samar. So to identify the dependent variable, we have level of competence. Now, level of competence, napaka-broad niyan. Maraming ibig sabihin yan. Like for example, how the teacher handle his or her students inside the classroom. How the teacher gives strategies in teaching. How he or she deals with his or her co-workers. So maraming sakop yan, ano? Paano siya gumawa ng lesson plan. So napaka-broad. But if we are going to make parameters, meaning categorization of that variable, mas madali nating maiintindihan at mas ma-organize natin yung ibig sabihin ng variable na yan. Like for example, level of competence of mathematics teachers in terms of classroom management. So, dyan napapasok yung checking of attendance, making evaluation, daily evaluation or assessment, no? Maintaining the classroom cleanliness. Then, another parameter, level of competence of mathematics teachers in terms of strategies in teaching. So, dyan napapasok kung ano yung mga different strategies ng pagtuturo ng teacher. So, madaling i-organize yung definition ng level of competence. Okay? And of course, mayroon tayong scope. Ano? Pwede nating i-define sa scope and limitation kung ano yung weakness or saan lang naglilimit yung ibig sabihin ng level of competence. Okay? And then, malalaman natin kung ano yung point of investigation natin, sa ano lang yung dapat nating malaman. Okay? Elements of research title. Una, research process or method. It can be a noun or a verb. So, sa noun, it gives the impression of what will take place in your research study, like assessment, creation, improvement, comparison, and the likes. Sa verb naman, shows an action or process you will do or you have done in your study, like assessing, creating, improving, comparing, and the likes. So this must answer the question, what are you going to do in your study? Or, what was done in your study? So napaka-importante. Ano? Halimbawa, what are you going to do in your study? Assessing or assessment. Okay? Okay, let's take an example kanina, yung title na present ko. Level of competence of mathematics teachers. What are you going to do in your study? Assessment of what? Of the level of competence of mathematics teachers. So yun, kailangan sa title pa lang nakikita na yung method ng research mo. Okay? It is not necessary na i-reflect mo itong mga terms na to na present natin. No? But the importance is kailangan masagot natin yung mga tanong na to. What are you going to do? Or what was done in your study? Okay. Next element, topic as a point of inquiry, mentions what concepts are you processing, measuring, creating, improving, or comparing. This answers the question, what are you assessing? Or what are you improving? Or etc. Example, what are you assessing? Level of competence of mathematics teachers. Okay? So, yon. Next, participants, respondents, subjects. This answers the questions, who, whom, or whose. Ito yung napaka-importante. Ano? Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, your research title must be answerable by who, what, or where. So kanina, sa unang element natin, sinasagot yung question na what. Dito naman, sa participant, respondents, and subjects, sinasagot ang question na who. Okay? Pag sinabi nating participants, usually ginagamit ang term na to sa mga qualitative research. Respondents naman sa mga quantitative research. Pag sinabi namang subject, more on scientific research ito, no? Marami kasing mga types of research. Okay? Next, intervention, if necessary or if applicable. So this answers the questions, how, what are you going to do? So mostly pag ang isang research study may intervention, ang tawag doon ay experimental research or action research. Okay? Next, research output if applicable. So, more on experimental to kasi pag mayroong output na ginawa, like for example, research about creating a vaccine. Ano? So, may output tayo. This answers the questions, what was produced by your study? So, yun na nga, vaccine. No? Catchphrase, if applicable. So, itong catchphrase, kung applicable, kailangan it catch the reader's attention. No? Okay. That's all for our today's video tutorial. Thank you for watching. If you want to have a good title in life, equipped with more knowledge, and be somebody someday, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for you to be updated for our more educational videos. If you want to request for another tutorial in mathematics and in research, write down below in the comment section. Thank you and God bless.